ওয়েলকাম ব্যাক শ্রী দর্শক, আপনাদেরকে আবার আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি আমাদের লিগ্যাল অ্যাডভাইস প্রোগ্রামে লাস্ট সেগমেন্টে, এবং আপনাদের সাথে আছি আমি সলিসিটর জেসমিন আক্তার এবং আমার অতিথি ইমিগ্রেশন অ্যাডভাইজার মিস্টার আশুক মিয়া। আচ্ছা, আমরা ব্রেকে থাকাকালীন সময় আমাদের একজন কলার ফোন করেছিলেন। আমাদের কলার কি এখনো লাইনে আছেন? হ্যালো, ওকে, আই থিঙ্ক দ্য কলার হ্যাজ ড্রপ দ্য লাইন। যে কলার যার সাথে আমরা এইমাত্র ব্রেকে কথা বলছিলাম আপনার হাজব্যান্ডের ব্যাপারে, যে আপনি বলছিলেন যে আপনার হাজব্যান্ড 17 ইয়ার্স ওল্ড আর একজনকে বিয়ে করেছে, এবং আই থিঙ্ক ইন ডিটেলস আমি আর ক্যাচ করতে পারিনি। সো প্লিজ কল ব্যাক এবং আপনার সেই কোয়েশ্চেনটাকে আমরা অ্যান্সার দিতে চেষ্টা করবো ইফ ইউ ক্যান কল ব্যাক অ্যাজ সুন অ্যাজ পসিবল। আপনি কতটুকু ক্যাচ করতে পেরেছেন যে উনি বলেছেন?
The female says that her husband been in the UK for 11 years. He's settled in UK. He's now in Bangladesh and he got married to a 17-year-old female. And what can she do?
So husband has got indefinite here?
Yes, yes.
And I think she wants to stop that, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. So do you think on the basis of that information you can give her advice?
Well, yes, I think I can. So basically, if she informs the Home Office, if she informs the British High Commission in Bangladesh, in Dhaka, and if she says that this is my husband, his full name, his date of birth, you know, his address, he has actually made an application. He's now married second time in Bangladesh, and it is likely that he wants to bring his wife to UK, and I want the application to be refused. But in order for the British High Commission to know who that person is, she will have to provide the full details of the wife, because the application will actually be submitted in the wife's full name, you see.
Oh, the 17 years old, that person?
Yes.
Right.
So she would actually need to know the full details of the husband's second wife in Bangladesh, the full name, the date of birth, where they live, and then she can actually inform the British High Commission in Dhaka, in Bangladesh, saying I'm the wife, first wife, because under the immigration rule, if one wife is already here, he cannot bring a second wife.
Unless got divorced, no?
That's right, yes. And secondly, as he has been a carer for her, you know, I take it that he wasn't working. I don't really think that he will be meeting the income threshold either. So it will be difficult for him to bring his second wife to the UK. So I
plus
think
17 years, under 18.
under 18.
So it's not possible anymore.
Well, they might actually make a passport saying that she's over 18, you know. But as far as what she wanted to know, if she can stop the second wife, she can, because the UK immigration rules do not allow the second wife to enter the UK when the first wife is already here.
Or exist here.
Yes. The second thing is, if you have to actually write a letter to the British High Commission in Bangladesh saying that this is my husband's second wife's details, and if an application is sent for entry clearance, can you actually refuse it? And if you can provide the correct details, the application would definitely be refused from entering the UK.
Alright, okay. So যে কলার আমাদেরকে মাত্র ডিউরিং ব্রেকের সময় ফোন করেছিলেন, সো whatever information we have got it from you, I hope যে আশুক ভাই যে অ্যাডভাইসটা দিয়েছেন সেটা আপনার ক্লারিফাই হয়েছে। এবং এই ক্ষেত্রে পিপলের যেটা আই থিঙ্ক যে ম্যারেজটা অনেক সময় হলেও অনেক সময় পিপল কি করে, আপনার ইন প্র্যাকটিসে যেটা দেখা যায় ভিজিট ভিসা হয়তো তাদেরকে আনে।
Yes, could be. But
Yeah.
if she puts all the details of that person, whatever application goes, I think it will come up.
It will pop up in their system, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the caller who has called, I believe, if you can manage to get that person's details, your husband's second wife, her name, date of birth, if you have her passport details and everything, then you can always write to Enterprise Officer in Bangladesh and give your husband's details as well and explain your situation, and most likely whatever application your husband is planning to make for her, they will be able to identify that okay, this is the person who has actually got an issue. এবং আপনি, as long as you are married to your husband, I don't think so that he can make an application for his second wife in order to come in, unless you have got a divorce here. So I hope Jay is clarified your questions answered. Thanks.
Sorry, I had a similar situation. One of my clients from Turkey, he came to me and he said that his wife is in Turkey. When he first got married, he would ring her up and she would always be very happy to talk to him. And she would always phone him up saying how much she misses him. As soon as she actually obtained the entry clearance, whenever he rings, she would not answer the phone. She's never in. She'll not return a call. So he came to me and said, "Oh brother, look, she doesn't love me anymore, and I don't want her to come to the UK." I wrote to the Home Office saying that this is the case. The husband does not support the application anymore. As soon as the client came to me, within sort of like 5 days, she then entered the Heathrow Airport, and they detained her. You see.
All right. Okay.
And they telephoned him saying, "Oh, we have your wife here. What do you want to do?" And I think they couldn't get hold of him, so she was in custody. They rang me up saying, "Oh, what do we do?" And I said, "Well, the instruction I got from my client is that he does not want to carry on life with her." And I think then eventually the wife's mother rang him up and said, "Look, you either send her back to Turkey, don't keep her in prison." Then he went and got her out, saying, "Okay, I want to maintain our family life."
All right. Okay.
So they do. Take it seriously.
Then 100% sure what do they want?
Yes, indeed. Yes.
আমাদের কি একজন কলার লাইনে চলে এসেছে? Hello. Sorry, I think আমাদের কলারকে হারিয়ে ফেলেছি. Please do keep trying. আমরা কিন্তু অনুষ্ঠান একদম লাস্টের দিকে চলে এসেছি. So যেই ট্রাই করছেন, keep try quickly. আচ্ছা, তো সেই ক্ষেত্রে
So they do take it seriously. That's what I'm saying. I think because the British High Commission, if they can, they will refuse. They want to refuse applications anyway, and if they find grounds to refuse, they'll be even more happier to do that.
Of course, and I think a ground that their marriage is not subsisting.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Intention is not there to live together,
yes,
right?
Yes, exactly.
But at the end, did immigration take any further step with regards to this?
I don't know. I mean, he went and he got his wife out. I don't know. He never came back to me again.
I hope this guy needs to be much more careful. What does he want, right?
I don't know.
Anyway, I hope যে পারসন এই দেশে আসছে অ্যাজ এ ইমিগ্রেন্ট এবং সেই ক্ষেত্রে তার সিচুয়েশনটা আসলে সে ইজ ইন ভালনারেবল সিচুয়েশন টু বি অনেস্ট, কারণ আপনি যদি অন দ্য ওয়েতে ট্রাভেলিং করেন ইন দ্যাট ভিউ যে ওকে সামওয়ান ইজ ওয়েটিং ফর ইউ অ্যান্ড ইন বিটুইন ইমিগ্রেশন যদি আপনাকে স্টপ করে এবং বলে যে ও ইউর হাজব্যান্ড ডাজন্ট সাপোর্ট ইউর অ্যাপ্লিকেশন, ক্যান ইউ ইমাজিন ওয়াটস দ্যাট পারসন সিচুয়েশন, তাই না? দ্যাটস ভেরি আনফেয়ার। আচ্ছা, আমাদের মনে একজন কলার চলে এসছে। হ্যালো, আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Hi, Assalamualaikum. On your break time, I rang up.
All right, yes, sister.
Hi,
we did cover your matter. Did you manage to hear on the telly?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much for that advice.
Okay, thanks.
Basically, I just want to thank you, Miah, as well for that. Basically, now I want to know, right, with the British passport that he's got, right, and the Bangladeshi one, will there be any case, right, where I can do anything, right, with the British UK border to stop this?
Your husband doesn't have a British passport, does he?
He has. He's got the British passport. He's in this country.
All right. We thought he just got indefinite. Right. Okay. Yeah. Carry on.
Sorry. Then they took his opportunity in August, and he came back round about on the 2nd of February. He did. Right now he's working. He is. I know where he is working. I don't want to mention that on the nationwide. Okay. So basically, right. I just want to know, right. He's got a Bangladeshi passport and he's got a British passport.
Dual nationality. Yeah.
So এটা কোনো অপশন আছে নাকি কিছু করার এখন?
Okay, sister একটু ওয়েট করুন, আমাদের কোশ্চেন আছে। Hold on.
Right. So main জিনিস হলো গিয়া কি আপনি যে কোশ্চেন জিজ্ঞা করছলা ফলো হলো গিয়া কি আপনার যে টাইম সেটেলড হইলো গিয়া in the UK.
Yeah.
So whether tan British passport or indefinite makes no difference at all.
Okay.
Time settled in the UK.
Right.
Secondly, কি আপনি ওখান খুঁজলা কি যে তাই বাংলাদেশে গিয়া কি 17-year-old female রে বিয়া করছুন আর আপনার সাইডটা কি তার সেকেন্ড ওয়াইফ রে ওদের আইবা লাগি স্টপ করতা, রাইট? আপনি স্টপ করতে পারবা বিকজ আন্ডার দি ইমিগ্রেশন রুলে হয় কি যে because he already has a wife in the UK and he's not divorced, he cannot bring the second wife to the UK.
Okay.
আপনি যদি কি ব্রিটিশ হাই কমিশন ঢাকা যদি আপনার সিটি লেখো নাকি তার সেকেন্ড ওয়াইফর সকল ডিটেলস দিয়া তার নাম, ডেট অফ বার্থ, অ্যাড্রেস দিয়া কি আর কোন যদি কি যে আমি অলরেডি হলাম গিয়া স্পাউস ওয়াইফ অফ দিস পারসন স্পন্সর আর আমি অলরেডি ওদের শো আছি অ্যান্ড ইউ শুড নট অ্যালাউ দি আদার পারসন বিকজ আন্ডার দি ইমিগ্রেশন রুলস ইউ শুডন্ট এনিওয়ে, যে তার যে সেকেন্ড ওয়াইফ আপনার এই দেশে আওয়া উড বি এক্সট্রিমলি ডিফিকাল্ট।
I've got his Bangladeshi marriage certificate as well. I got hold of that.
Well, o marriage certificate to আপনার সকল ইনফরমেশন আছে, ও ইনফরমেশন যদি আপনার কি দেই না কি ব্রিটিশ হাই কমিশনার কি আপনার বাংলাদেশ, I think for her to enter the UK would be almost impossible.
Right, okay.
Even I think you can enclose a copy of that.
Yes, indeed.
Okay,
Then maybe it's much more clear to entrance officer.
that's it.
And in future, he might try to bring her in different category, maybe as a visitor or whatever, right? So if entrance officer has got all these details,
Yeah.
whatever application he's planning to make for her,
Yeah.
I think they'll be able to trace that, okay, this person has got this kind of history behind. So I think they will be careful whatever decision they give.
Right. Okay, now I haven't got her photo. That's the only thing I haven't got.
No, you don't need the photo because
You don't need
it is
the
all computerized, you see. All the
Right.
information will be on a computer, you see.
Okay, because I'm just like worried, right? If he sort of like, he hasn't asked me, right, to divorce or anything. He wants to come back. Well, obviously, I can't take this anymore. I'm not going to take a guy who cheats, you see.
Well,
So
I'm sorry to hear this, but I wish you luck in solving the problem. But the question which you asked me, if there are rules stopping the second wife from entering, again, as I said, that if you write to the British High Commission, and if you can also enclose the marriage certificate, the second wife entering the UK, even in different categories, I think would be extremely important, would be extremely difficult.
Okay?
Right, okay. And the other thing that you said earlier on, right, as you started the program, about the 18,600, is it?
Yes.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I think that's a very good idea. You know that. Because girls like myself who has a heart broken should actually stay with that rule, I think that's good.
Well,
I don't see that they should cut that money down. You see, even parents did it, I'm not so carefully.
Well, I think from the point which you are saying is fair enough, but just imagine that if you have a son or daughter, and imagine that you have a daughter who wants to get married in Bangladesh, and she doesn't actually earn £18,600, how would she feel?
Obviously, I do understand that. But what happened to me, right? And a guy that's cheating like this, I wouldn't accept that for any girls, you see.
Yeah,
No, definitely not.
Yeah, totally.
Yes,
I totally accept you.
I mean, I've got a boy, and I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't bring another girl from another country. I'll bring my son to get married in this country. That's what I would do.
I think that's a very fair point. The main reason is because I think the people in this country, they would actually understand each other than bringing someone from a totally different background. So I think that's a very fair point.
I mean, I think I've done the biggest mistake, marrying a illegal guy right from this country, and I think that's the biggest mistake I've done. I couldn't have done that,
I think you got a very kind heart.
I did have a very kind heart because what he said to me, he's awesome and everything, and I did give him a shelter, gave him a home, everything, and this is what I get paid back. When he got the passport, next day he leaves. That's it. And what is there that I can do, and what is there that he's there, and especially when I was supposed to go Hajj. And that was the worst thing. 2 days before, right, he just cheated on me and went.
That's terrible.
So this is something that in UK, nobody's done that to nobody's wife, and I've been through this. With my house, I'm due to go into a dialysis and everything, right, which is really bad. And he knows that how bad I was, you see, but he had the heart to leave me. And especially, and I hope he's listening to this nationwide program, because he just watches that, and that's a message for him anyway. He'll know who it is if he hears my voice. Thank you.
Okay.